All right. Can you guys see this now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Okay. Yeah. How about that? Same thing? Still can see it?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yay. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. All right. So welcome to the first ever Team Green Sisters um, team training. So super excited. This is probably a long time coming. I've recently hired a business coach and she's like, yeah, you need to do that. I said, okay. So really excited to share this with you guys. It's gonna be chunked up into 4 total weeks. And so the whole premise, so that when you guys ask people to join your team, you know what to tell them, is that every first Monday of the month, I will start over. So this is what they'd be seeing the first Monday of September, the first Monday of October. So pretty cool. And I think it'll keep me on track and keep me organized, and everybody will just kind of know what to expect, what's coming. And eventually I'd love for other leaders on our team to do this training. It's not rocket science. I'm excited to be able to share this with you guys. I think Mondays are a good day to kind of set up your week and kind of get your thinking in place. So with that said, here we go. All right, so we've got our new distributor training. So I love to just welcome you guys. Some of you guys have been around a while. Some of you are new. We're kind of all over the board with this group, which is pretty awesome. And so I think the cool part about this is the fact that we are heading into this prove it challenge era of Shaklee. And it's definitely here to stay. It's working, it's exciting. And so I think this is a great time for us to also be training on that and having that as part of our overall messaging. So when I like to think about this business, I feel like there's 3 types of people who choose to do this business. And primarily these 3 would fit well into Shaklee. So you've got somebody who I'd like to call, I'm just being kind of silly here, but the rebate queen. So this is somebody who probably shares with her mom and her sister, or, whoever, very limited, just kind of, word of mouth, just enough for her to get back, a small rebate check per month. And that's great. And I love to know sort of where people are at, because I like to meet people where they're at. I think a lot of times in this business, when someone's like, oh, I'd like to join your team, you immediately go into like, oh, great, awesome, they're going to be my next new director, they're going to go to master coordinator, we're going to get them to do this. And and they're like, whoa, I just like your team and I love Shaklee products and I just want to kind of dabble. So I think it's important for all of us to kind of identify where we are and then talk to the people who want to join forces with you. Where do you see yourself? Are you a rebate queen? Okay, then I call it Holly Hobby. So this is sort of somebody that, when the timing feels good, they'll post on social. Every now and then, they'll maybe host an event with their upline. They'll invite sometimes, but it's not like a committed, like everyday, like part-time side hustle. Okay, and that's fine too. I think these people are awesome. They have a passion for health. They love the Shaklee products. They want to share and they want to have a little bit more than what a rebate might bring in. So maybe they're looking at 10 to 15, maybe upwards of 30 customers. They may not be super confident in adding people to their team. They don't really want to have a team. They just want to have people that they help every day through Shaklee products. Okay, cool, awesome. And they love community, of course, because that's one of my favorite things. And then we've got a boss babe business builder. This is someone, sometimes I don't know this immediately, and that is what I could actually say about myself. I didn't really actually know that I wanted to really take Shaklee to the next level until I really got into it and started meeting other women and seeing the potential and the possibility and how much I love the products and how it, positively influenced my life. And then I was like, yep, I'm in, I'm all in. I'm going to commit time to this every single week. I'm going to be consistent on social media. I'm going to have events. I'm going to commit to going to global conference. And so I chose to put myself in this boss babe business builder bucket, so to speak. So I like to ask you guys, and hopefully you have a pen and paper, you can write this down, which are you? Are you someone that just wants to share with your mom, your sister, your aunt? Are you somebody that, really likes the products, would like to have a little bit more of a meaningful business and a meaningful bonus check every month. And maybe it's more of a hobby, like when the timing is good and life isn't too crazy, you're sharing about Shaklee, you're inviting to different events, you're maybe dabbling and thinking about coming to conference, or are you a boss babe builds this business builder? Now that doesn't have to be full-time, that can be very part-time, but what I like to talk about this is that, it's like, you're like, yep, I'm going to commit to 3 hours a week where I'm building my Shaklee business, and I'm going to have consistent social media presence talking about health and lifestyle. It doesn't have to always be about Shaklee products, because that's not what we want to be talking about all the time. We just want to be positive, healthy influencers in our community. So go ahead and write down which one you think you are. And as you talk to people and choose to bring them on your team, that this is the kind of conversation I'd like for you guys to have with them as well. You guys can name them completely different than what I named them, but I think it's a good way of looking at the different buckets, and to not, we don't want to treat a rebate queen as a boss babe business builder, because it'll completely turn her off. Okay. All right. So then I always want you guys to remember these statements. We are in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And I love that, because we are a team and we have an overall Shaklee family community. And so while we are building these businesses and earning our own, bonuses every single month, we also can do that in conjunction with what our teammates are doing, and we can piggyback off what they're doing, add people to their groups, do what Shaklee's doing. And it's wonderful, having been an entrepreneur myself, and, with Green Jeans Consignment, Dana and I were in business for ourselves and by ourselves. And quite honestly, for me, it got a little bit lonely kind of once the newness wore off. And that's really when Shaklee kind of presented itself to me as an opportunity for me to make an impact every single day on the women and men in my life and who I influence daily. And so that kind of filled that void for me. So it's great. So I love that. And then purpose over perfection. There's a reason why we all decided to say, yes, I want to start a Shaklee business. But a lot of us wait until we think we know everything, or we have the perfect social media post, or we're trying to achieve what Sally Sue is doing in Florida because she's an amazing Shaklee business builder. And really, people don't want to see perfect. They just want to see you and your unique you and why you chose to do Shaklee as your business. So really, it's always kind of staying at the heart center of why you started in the first place. And then also having faith that this will work over fear. I had this exact text from someone today who said, I know I need to take the Prove It Challenge, August accountability, Prove It Challenge, but I'm so scared. She literally said, I have so much fear about it. And she's like, I know I need to get over myself. And she's got so much to share. She's got so much to give other people. But she just has this fear of what other people think. And it's really kind of a selfish fear, but because really we need to be getting away from our own insecurities and fears so that we can help others and help others flourish in their lives. So it's just something to think about. It's these kind of three little statements kind of as you enter into kind of an entrepreneurial mindset. It can be very, it can be mentally hard. And it was for Dana and I also with Green Jeans Consignment. I would like to go back and kind of give like another example, because we did secondhand clothing. So we had people who turned their noses up at what we were doing. Oh, used clothes, and I'm like, oh gosh, she doesn't like that. Maybe we need to do, and I would really get, bent out of shape about it. And I really had to come to terms like, listen, we're not all things for all people. And those that do love us, I'm going to love back, and I'm going to serve them in a bigger, better way. So I want you guys to also think about that too, is that there's going to always be naysayers. There's going to always be people who are going to turn their nose up at what you do, no matter what. Whether it's network marketing, whether it's the church you go to, whether it's what you decide to do for a family vacation or spring break with your kid, like whatever. And you just have to own it and understand that there's you have faith in what you're doing over the fear of what others think. And if you guys have any, I don't know if I can see, I don't know that I'll be able to see the chat, but we can stop in a little bit if anybody has questions. Okay, so I like to give a little bit of a Shaklee history lesson. So Dr. Shaklee invented the first multivitamin in 1915. So it has been around a long time. He was an early influencer in the health front. It was kind of really strange and odd back then to be diving into this type of work. So he was kind of probably considered more of an oddball back in the day. And then fast forward to 1956, he's kind of developed all these different vitamins and supplements and protein powders and all that. And he decided to turn that into Shaklee Corporation. So at age 60, he and his sons decided to start Shaklee as a true corporation, a true business, and with brick and mortar. They had a corporate office. So the cool part about Shaklee, and what I've always loved, what Dana loves as a dietitian, she's super nerdy science geek, is that it was founded on science, on the science of nature. So everything goes back to nature. And I really love that as well, growing up on a farm, just that whole idea of back to the basics. And so everything he did was founded on nature. And I love his quote here. It says, "All I did was listen to nature and pass the word along." He's got so many amazing quotes. And so that is why core nutrition is the foundation of Shaklee. We have so many products, which I know can be very overwhelming, but at the end of the day, the bread and butter of our business is core nutrition. And core nutrition in my book is protein, vitamins, and minerals, because that is what our cells are made of. At the core of our body, our cells are made of those three things. And those three things are what we need to fuel our bodies. So protein, Life Shake, vitamins and minerals. So that's going to be your your vitalizer strip, your alfalfa, your extra omegas, D, whatever the case may be. So Dr. Shaklee really needed mission agents. He needed people to go out and tell their story, share their experience about the products that they're using, like how is this affecting your health? And so he decided to create an opportunity. And Shaklee was, I think, the first of 5 network marketing companies in the entire country to ever come to fruition. So he decided to create the network. Well, he didn't create the network marketing business model, but he was one of the creators. And so that's where network marketing came in. So people got paid for what they shared. And so they got paid basically to tell their story of wellness, which is pretty awesome. And I'm sure you guys have been seeing a lot of different wording online. So one thing that we took away from conference was that the idea of healthcare really is sick care. But what we want to do as a community, our mission is to turn that into well care. So prevention and understanding how to be healthy and have a whole self wellness prior to getting sick. And so that's really what we want to do. Roger Barnett's mission is to have Shaklee in over 10 million homes over the next 10 years. And so I cannot wait to be a huge part of that mission. All right, so how do we become these mission agents that Dr. Shaklee originally wanted? Because we want to get paid, right? That's why we joined this business. But we also need to tell our story. And stories really do sell big time, even if it's the tiniest story. So the 2 things that I feel as a team we need to do getting started in this business and to continue to do is, number 1, take the Prove It Challenge. So that in and of itself, again, goes back to the core nutrition. And the Prove It Challenge, it's funny because I actually did a healthy 21-day actually health cleanse or a cleanse or detox 6 years ago. And I've only been in Shaklee for about 4.5 years. And that totally set the trajectory of where I am today. So while it wasn't necessarily the Shaklee cleanse to begin with 6 years ago, it was this pivotal point in my life where I began to share the opportunity to cleanse with me twice a year. And so I brought my sister on board. So she and I did it. Then I brought 2 of my neighbors with my sister. Then the 3rd time I did it. And it kind of turned into this really cool thing. And they changed some of their habits and whatnot. So then when I was introduced to Shaklee, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I have this amazing clean core nutrition, these green cleaning products. Like my life is just continuing to improve by switching brands and partnering with Shaklee and then sharing and getting paid to share as well. So Shaklee has become my vehicle for really instilling some great change and then sharing health and wealth and green living and whatever, non-toxic beauty, all that to the masses. So it's the Prove It Challenge, right? And then, which is your 7-day healthy cleanse, and then going right into Strip and Shake, which is our core nutrition. And then we begin switching brands by purchasing, again, the plethora of nutrition products, our green cleaning products, and also our beauty products. Now, it can be overwhelming. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm spending so much on Shaklee. But the thing is that you are, number one, getting paid to do it, right? You're going to get that rebate back. But number two, you're not having to spend those dollars at Target, at Walmart, or on Amazon. So why not buy from your own store? It just makes total sense. So that is what I do. I barely buy anything from Target. I think I buy my shavers. I buy, toilet paper, paper toweling, if I don't get those at Aldi's. But that's really about it in Target. Everything else is pretty much from Shaklee. Not everybody's going to love every single product, and that's fine. And if you have to, let's say you don't like Shaklee's deodorant, you're going to go find something else. That's totally cool. But I just welcome you to try it first to see if you like it. For me, the Desert Wind, which is like so old school 80s, which is kind of funny. They are going to rebrand here shortly. The Roll-On for me is the only deodorant that will not give me like shaving bumps and like give me like an irritated armpit. It's the craziest thing. Other deodorants like totally do that. So, and I would have, not that Roll-On deodorant was my choice, but I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. So Sabrina Williams also loves it as well. Not Sabrina Williams, Sabrina. Okay. So then the Prove It Challenge. All right. So this is like I had just talked about. So, feel amazing in 30 days guaranteed. So the Prove It Challenge is going to be the original way in which most of us join Shaklee, and where most people will be joining from here on out, because it's an amazing deal, right? So you're getting your vitalizer and 2 shakes plus a free cleanse plus free shipping plus free membership. It's just a really awesome thing. And the coolest part, and one thing we don't talk about enough, is that it's 100% guaranteed, right? So you're like, so I've had that conversation like, hey, listen, if you don't feel better in 30 days, you can literally just send the stuff back. Like, we'll give you your money back, 100% guaranteed. So I've had people like, well, what the heck? I have nothing to lose, right? Yeah, totally. So, you might as well see if this works. It's worked for me. It's worked for all these other people. Give it a try. And so that's really going to be the leapfrog into sharing this with customers. It's a great way. People love challenges. They love the idea of it being 30 days, but then we need to plant that seed that it's not just 30 days, it's ongoing core nutrition on a daily basis. And so we have a plan for that. We have a follow-up plan in how you message to people and you share the Prove It Challenge, and then you check in with them and you love on them and see how they're feeling and all that. And we'll go into that a different week. But what I want you guys to understand is that this is literally the best way to get people started. And so yesterday, for instance, I had a gentleman who I taught fitness classes 2 years ago. His name's Joe. He's moved out of Huntersville into Davidson, so he no longer comes to our gym. And he's been following me on Instagram. And I did a story, and he answered one of my poll questions. And so I always like to reply to anybody that answers a poll question, like a yes or no question. I reply to them and just give them a little tidbit about whatever I've been talking about, or I kind of just start a conversation. And he's like, man, you really know how to engage your audience. He's like, I am so sick of my Vega 1. I'm ready to buy some Shaklee protein. So I was like, that's cool. So I wrote him back and I said, hey, Joe, that's awesome. I said, so would love to help you out. What are your overall health goals? And so if he's going to say anything about, energy, weight loss, whatever, I'm going to go right into, hey, how about the Prove It Challenge? I'm not sure if you've ever done a cleanse, but it's 7 days and then it's core nutrition. It's 100% money back guarantee. It's like the best way to come on into Shaklee with free this, free that. And I know he's going to say yes. So he hasn't replied yet to answering what his health goals are. But once he does, I'll be able to then say, hey, why don't you do the Prove It Challenge? He'd be like, yeah. And I'll say, hey, how about your wife, Amanda? And we'll see if they can do it together. So that's kind of my MO and kind of what I've been saying when people will talk to me about a specific product, especially if it's a nutrition product, then I ask them what their goals are. I have another woman that did the same thing. She wanted protein. And I said, what are your goals? She said, well, I could use to lose a little bit of weight. I definitely need more energy. And so I said, how about the Prove It Challenge? 100% money back guaranteed. She's like, oh yeah, sounds amazing. Sign me up. So that's when I sent her my Prove It Challenge website. So it works, guys. It's a super simple conversation. And then from there, people are going to take the challenge. They're going to feel amazing. And then as you kind of monitor how they react, how they interface, how they ask you questions, how curious they are going to be your potential business builders. They're going to be your potential people. They're going to see such a benefit in this program that they're going to be like, I could totally share the Prove It Challenge. I could totally help people, get through the healthy cleanse and then motivate them throughout their 30 days. And it's just a really simple, duplicatable way to build this business. Okay, so then we've got the two things I said, Prove It Challenge and then buy from your own store. So I would love for you guys to get our new catalog. It's our product catalog. I'm pretty sure, I looked at the back of the catalog, I didn't double check on the website because I was rushed, that the order or item number is 76741. I welcome you guys to order some. I would order, I don't know if they have, I can't even remember if they have 10 packs, 20 packs. It's on my list to order for this month as well. I did get a few at conference, but they're awesome. It's great to just, especially when you're new, to just have it available and, sorry, hang on a second. Have it available, wherever you like, sit on the couch, in the bathroom, like whatever, and just page through it. There's some great science that's in there, great statistics. It's just a great way for you to learn about the products and then just say, oh, you know what? I buy a multi-purpose cleaner from 7th generation. I'm going to swap it out. And I'm going to go ahead and buy Basic H, or I need to really look into getting better, or just different laundry detergent. So, in our house, we buy the huge box of the powdered detergent. It lasts us forever. It's like pennies on the dollar. It's like cents as far as how much it is per load. You need like the most tiniest little cup of it. It's like an ounce. And it's wonderful. I do a squirt of Basic H in there, and I do just a little shake of the Nature Bright, which is like our equivalent of OxyClean. We're a very we live on land, so my husband's so dirty with dirt and grass stains and grease from his tractor, and the boys are big athletes, so there's tons of sweat and, grass stains too from soccer. So, the little laundry booster is amazing. So I just welcome you guys to start maybe every month adding, as you run out of something traditional that you have in your house, that you start adding a Shaklee product. So when you begin buying from your own store, when you get to the 250 PGV mark, now that's your points group volume. That's your group volume. So that means it's you plus whoever else is buying from you. Then you will get a bonus. Up until you get to 50, you will not receive a bonus. You have to get to 250 in order to get a bonus. And 100 of that 250 needs to be your 250. 100 of the 250 needs to be yours, and the products that you purchase on a monthly basis. Shaklee really wants their distributors to be invested. If you're not using the products, then you're not going to have a story to tell, and you're not going to be building a successful business. So I welcome you guys to start swapping your products and get to that 100 plus. I spend well above that. I have a major Shaklee habit, and it's a good thing. So, all right, so that's that. All right, so then I didn't know if anybody has any questions. You guys have any questions before I begin talking about crafting your story? You can unmute yourself and ask if you do. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to begin crafting your story. So it's really important that you really think about your story. And, I talk about, just because my Prove It Challenge didn't start with Shaklee, actually started with another 21-day. I'm very frank about that. I'm frank that my journey to really sharing health and being motivated by what I was learning about what made my body thrive. I'd been taking supplements for years, but I had these things that I wanted to, fix and figure out, food sensitivities and all that. And that's when I jumped on this 21-day detox or food cleanse with these other women, these sisters that were down in Charlotte. And it was a huge commitment, but it was a pivotal point. And so I'm very, frank about that. I don't necessarily be like, oh, it's the whole tulip and they sold Juice Plus. Like, I don't tell anybody that. That's neither here nor there. But what I do is say that that is what set me off into this amazing trajectory. So I began crafting, let's all begin crafting our stories. So the kinds of things I want you guys to think about is like, who are you, first of all? Like a mom, a full-time professional, a triathlete, and then where were you before Shaklee? That's another good thing to ask yourself. Why were you looking to make a change? Like, why did you, reply to somebody's social media post or message them on Facebook or shoot them a text or see them at church and say, hey, listen, I saw you post about blah, blah, blah. I would love to try it. And, so why were you looking to make a change? So how did you find Shaklee? Who was it? Was it social media? Was it a friend? What impressed you most about Shaklee as you were investigating? Or maybe it's the way that your friend, shared Shaklee with you. Maybe it's just your overall buying experience. And then what is Shaklee doing for you and for your life? So how has it changed or improved your life? And for you guys, it could, community could be part of it and what our team is bringing you. It could be, that the cleanse opened your eyes to the fact that, dairy is just a no-no for you. It could be that vitalizers become your lifeline every single day. I don't know what it is because everybody's story is unique and everybody's story is different. So I really want you guys to think about those and write them down. And start thinking about that because it's a story that people love to hear. People love to hear how you've evolved. They love to hear where you're at. They love to hear where you plan to go. They love stories. Okay, so then we talk about, documenting your Prove It challenge. So I talk about it from like getting my cleanse to planning my menu. I'll take a picture of me just jotting stuff down on, paper or with a little calendar. I'll take pictures of me going to Aldi's with my cart full of stuff. People do a great job of their stuff, on their counter. I'll do a live video saying, hey, this is what I purchased for my 7-day cleanse. I'm so excited to make X, Y, and Z with it. I'll start kind of teasing with different recipes that I'm planning on using and people's mouths are watering, which is pretty awesome. And then I go into like what is, happening every step of the way. I think one of the best people on our team that does a great job journaling and documenting her journey is Laura Agabo. I always say her name wrong. And also Dana. Those two both have done a great job of documenting their Prove It challenge journey, especially with their 7-day cleanse. And then after that, it's really talking about, just making good choices, what you buy for your kids, how you go work out, the energy you have, what you do, habits before bed. Like, and those are the types of things. They may sound really minuscule and like teeny tiny, but if you feel like you have a habit or you do something that is, that somebody else could learn from, I think it's an important thing just to put out there, people like, I never thought about that. Oh, thanks. So that's where you kind of journal your Prove It challenge journey. And even if you're not super confident to put that out there now, and you're like, I need help kind of formulating, just take the pictures and save them. Of course, I welcome you to get them out there now, but and if you need help with that, we have myself or whoever invited you to this business, your upline can help you with that too. And then I also think you should be very clear as to who you want to help. Like for me, it's women my age with school age kids and sports. Like I feel like that. And then, but then from there I attract dads and retired women and whatever. But I really feel like that is my jam. That's my jam. It's moms. It's not moms with like littles and babies and all that. It is school age kids. And it's kind of cool. It's called your avatar. Like it's sort of like the you, it's somebody, I usually attract people who work out, and probably people who honestly are already pretty healthy. And then they just are looking to level up their health game. So I would love for you to think about like, who do you want to help? It's probably people who are a lot like you in the same kind of situation and circumstances. So it's important to write those down too. All right. So these are some to-dos. You guys are going to definitely have homework. I've got like 9 things and they won't take forever because some of us already probably have it done. So one is setting up your website. I said site. So there's 2. One is our personal full website. That's the Full Monty website. And that's $14.95 a month. Then we have the choice of doing a Prove It challenge website it's a supplemental website for $4.75. So some people might say, well, why do I need to do both? Well, probably from a strategy standpoint, I think our full website is extremely overwhelming. And I think anybody that comes to it right out of the gate is like, well, I don't know what to do. So that's why well, for me, I want everybody to enter as a new member as a Prove It Challenger. So sending them to the Prove It Challenge website, it just makes it super clean, super easy, super turnkey. They get notified on all their different, like customize and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, I think, essential. I actually have my Prove It website in my Instagram link tree link in my bio, and we're going to talk about that a different day. You don't need to worry about that. But what I like about that is that it just goes to there, and it doesn't really allow them to go and dabble all over the big website, to pick and choose and get confused, if that makes sense. I mean, it is a huge, overwhelming website. So I think it just really streamlines and simplifies. But there is a need for both, for sure. So, it's a $22.42 a month investment that is 100% write-offable. So from a tax standpoint, you should write that off 100% at the end of the year. And then from there, you're going to have 3 websites, right? You've got, when you log in, you have a different view because you're a business builder and you own a business. So you've got your, for me, it's like Green Sister Cindy or Shaklee.com/Green Sister Cindy. So that's what I would send somebody to my full website. Then I've got my Your Best Life with Cindy, and that's my Prove It Challenge website. And then I've got the one that I log into. And so I just added my third one as an app on my phone. And I literally Googled it, how to add website to phone as app. And it's actually quite simple. You just, but I don't even want to necessarily explain it on here because I don't have like visuals, but just figure that out and then do a little Shaklee folder on your phone and then have the 3 available. Eventually we will get a new app. We had an app for those of you that have been around a little while. We actually had a Shaklee Connect app. It was amazing. But because we have a new interface, a new website, we have to have a completely new app. So that's in the works. But we should be able to do as much as we can from our phone by using the website, but just making it like a short link shortcut on your phone. So we can talk about that a little bit later if you guys have any other questions. But I suggest that you guys put those 3 on your phone so they're easy to access and share with people who are interested in the Prove It Challenge, and also for you to check your back end as well. Okay, so then you need to also create your 100 PV auto ship by the 15th of the month. This is something new. We are kickstarting a loyalty points program. The loyalty points program is going to come from your purchases and your shipping cost. So while we're not going to benefit from this flat rate or over 150 order free shipping like our members will, we are going to be dollar for dollar getting points to redeem later for free product. So it's important that you guys have it on auto ship and that it's completed and out, that it goes out before the 15th of every month. The longer you stay consistent, the more free product you earn. So the first 3 months, it's just kind of numbers in the weeds, which I don't love. But for the first 3 months, I believe you get 5% back. For the next, and you get 100% back on your shipping, by the way. The next 3 months, you get 10% back in what you spend. And the next 3 months, you get 15% back. So it can really add up. And then you'll be able to get like maybe a free Vivix or any of our, high dollar products or a combination of a bunch of them. So it's really important you guys do that. And then you want to set up your EFT, which is electronic funds transfer, which is your bonus to bank online, which is important. And then you'll also get your Prove It Challenge bonuses real quickly as well. And then I also suggest that you guys look at Global Conference, take a look at the dates. It's next year, August 5th through August 8th in Orlando, Florida. Should be very easy for those of us on the East Coast to get there, very affordable. It's at the Marriott Property Convention Center down there, and the cost right now is $149. There is a payment plan if you choose to go that route. Again, completely 100% write-offable for taxes as well. So I always suggest to begin saving now so that you don't get to July, you're like, I have no money to spend on conference. So, just start putting away a few dollars here and there. Typically the rooms are about $175. We usually put 4 people in a room. You can do the math if you're there. Let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, fly out Saturday, 3 nights. You can kind of do the math that way. So, and then of course you've got food and whatnot. A lot of us do shakes in the morning. We'll do a quick salad in the afternoon, then we go out for a decent dinner in the evening. So we try to keep it as affordable as possible. It is definitely a game changer when it comes to your business. Your business will take off after returning from Global Conference. I've seen a lot of people come and then they really grow and learn and build this confidence, and they take their business to the next level. So I welcome you guys to join us there next year. All right, so again, we're going to go back to who do you want to help? Be specific. What type of person do you want to help? So again, like I said, for myself, it's a mom with elementary, middle school kids that play sports. This person's probably active. They're probably somewhat healthy or going down that health path. They like to vacation. They like nice things, like whatever it is. So write them down. And like I said, chances are it's people that are just like you. So what I'd like for you to do is we're going to move into action, and we're going to write down between now and next Monday, or maybe before that would be better, because I'd like for you to meet with your upline before next Monday, is to write down 50 names of people. I know it sounds like a lot, but honestly, it really, if you think about your work family, your gym family, your church family, your high school, college, your neighbors, like whatever, and just look at your Facebook friends, look at your phone contacts, look at your email contacts, and just start jogging your memory. And so write down the names of 50 people. So these are people who need Shaklee but may not know they need it. These are people who have expressed an interest in getting healthier. Some of them are people who are already healthy, like my friend Joe, but they're using non-Shaklee products. Okay, so then, like I said, you go mining into your phone list, emails, and your Facebook friends. Instagram too, if you want to go that route. And then what I'd like for you from there is to whittle it down to about 30, okay? And then there's other strategies as well, with like stories on social media to see who's watching you on a consistent basis. So there's some other stuff that we'll talk about later, but I really want you guys to get this list of names down, and then I want you to kind of, with your upline, whittle it down to 30, and then we're going to take action from there. All right, so here we are at the end of our training. So the homework by next Monday would be, and I'm going to put this list in our Facebook group as well, is to, so again, name it. What type of business owner are you? Are you the rebate queen, Holly Hobby, or a boss babe? And then if you haven't already, I'd love for you to buy the Prove It Challenge. If you haven't bought it as a cute package, I welcome you to do that. There's power in a box opening. There's power in them seeing what they're going to get, even though you've done it and you've gotten the supplements different, and you already order Vitalizing Plan. Again, this is something, when you buy the Prove It Challenge, this is again 100% write-offable. This is a new product. I always write off products that are newly launched. I write off products that I use for sampling. And I actually write off a percentage of products that I buy in general. So you can talk about, this is completely different, but a different conversation. But so if you haven't already bought the box, the Prove It Challenge cute white box with green lettering, I ask you to do that, just for the cute imagery and all that, because after August 30th, we will no longer be able to buy the Prove It Challenge as existing business builders and members. So this is the only opportunity this month for anybody that buys from us to buy the Prove It Challenge. And after this month, the Prove It Challenge is only going to be for entry into Shaklee with a new member or a new distributor. Okay, so then I need for you to also order catalogs. You just add them to your order and start reading the product catalog. Start like using your little tabs and highlighters and all that, and kind of taking a look at. You have questions, write it in there. You can always ask in our team group, on our team page. A lot of us have been using Shaklee for a lot of years. We use a ton of products for different times of the day, different times of the month. So ask the questions. Set up your 100 PV auto ship order before the 15th of this month. That's in a few days. I need to do one myself. I usually order at the way end of the month and really do a big one. So I'm going to need to get into a new habit of that so that I can create some loyalty points and get some freebies, because anytime Shaklee's giving freebies, I'm taking advantage of that. Set up your websites and save them to your phone. And when we set up websites, it's important to also think about your why and why you got started. And they have great prompts in there and photos that you can add kind of in your bio. I don't know how much people read that, but if somebody is digging into what you do, I think it is important to have a pretty good looking website and just some, personal kind of, I don't know, not have to be vulnerable, but some nice way of, why you chose Shaklee, why you choose to share it with others, and, kind of your legacy, how you want to leave this world. So that's that. And then who do you want to serve? That's another thing I'd love for you to do a one-pager on. Who does that look like? Write down 50 names by mining into your different areas for finding names, and then get with your upline sponsor and choose 30 together. They have a lot of great insight as to like who you should talk to and how and why. And then register for global conference would be another. And then also, I haven't talked about this yet, but I'm going to post it in our group, is to listen to the Roger and Heather podcast. They've done a really good job, or actually, I think it's on Shaklee TV, but they've done a really good job of interviewing Roger and his mission for Shaklee and kind of the beginning and why he chose to buy it as a company in the first place. So just a lot of great stuff, and just exciting. So hopefully, and I would love feedback, by the way, because let me see if I can escape. Bring you on here. Because this is new, and I totally, want you guys to make sure that I'm serving you well. And if there's anything else or anything I can change, let me know. But I'll open it up now if anybody has any questions. It's just before 1, so that means it was about a 45-minute training or less, which is fantastic. Does anybody have anything? Hopefully you're not overwhelmed. It's just pretty simple steps. I'm trying to keep it pretty simple for steps. Anybody? Okay. Well, hopefully you guys got something out of this. Oh, what do we got here? Chat. Oh, Sandy said hi. Okay, gotcha. Hope you guys got something out of this. I hope to see you here next week, Monday, with your homework done. So let's communicate that in our group, but hold each other accountable that we're doing these things. And we will go from there. What we got here? Hi, if I only ordered 75, can I add to it? Yes, like prior. Let me get a detail on that, Sandy. So I'm assuming you ordered 75 PV prior to, like, earlier this month. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think it needs to be 100 auto ship, but I can also ask my people at corporate too. So we'll get on that. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go and carry on with your days. But I really appreciate you guys making the time to be on and investing in your business, investing in yourself. And we will talk next week. Bye, guys.